And we're back. Erin, I think you have a question for Dawn.
I do. I was just wondering how, obviously, after everything had happened and moving forward, what was your process for regaining your voice and rebuilding your life after everything you had been through?
Well, that's a really good question. And I have in the last few years begun to talk about that in more depth. And it's really leading up to the next book, because it wasn't easy. Just getting away from the person physically does not mean you're not left with the torture, the mental torture and pain, which can be really, really debilitating. And we know a lot more today about trauma and how that affects us physically and emotionally, psychologically, all of these ways that if you don't deal with it, it becomes self-destructive in a lot of ways. So I ended up on the run out of the country for several years, and got very heavily drinking very heavily, still in very bad, scary situations in Southeast Asia. Made it back to the United States in late 80s. And the the process then, once I hit land here, was that I never really dealt with the addiction that I had been left with after that whole situation. And that was a big problem for me. I tried to go on and have a normal life. I had other relationships, and I thought I was in love. And that love ended up committing suicide. And that was when I lived next door to Maria, those many, many years ago. And and so that was that tragedy. I think almost killed me, to be honest, because I had all of the old trauma came rushing in. All of the old voices that said, you're worthless, you're nothing, you're just to this, you're just to that, you don't deserve anything, you don't deserve anything good, just led me back out to homelessness and then straight on addiction. And my family, Maria included, were very worried about me. They kept trying to find me, and I just disappeared into what I wanted it to be, nothingness. And then in 1998, I was, for me, miraculously, I came out of living homeless and into sobriety. So 22 years ago. And so I've been living a clean and sober life for 22 years. And for me, that's when thank you. But for me, that was when I was really forced to look at the trauma of my past.
Dawn Schiller specializes in overcoming trauma and addiction, navigating life's barriers, building resilience, and living life to the fullest. So you can actually book a session with Dawn. Her coaching is dedicated to helping folks who have experienced violence and trauma take hold of their lives and find freedom and joy. As a survivor of severe trauma, Dawn has spent the last 22 years in sobriety, self-discovery, and healing, equipping her with the tools and insight to offer sound guidance and support. Dawn believes in the power of historicizing one's past in order to move freely into the future. As a highly acclaimed memoirist, she has the experience to help you tell your truth and find joy. Communications are strictly confidential and always held in a safe space. Everyone is treated respectfully and receives a response that reflects their needs. Coachings are not gender restricted. Book your coaching with Dawn to address and overcome trauma with survivor-informed professional training. And these things, of course, can be done by Zoom. So if you're interested in getting some coaching from Dawn, you can reach out to her at dawn-schiller.com. Big shout out to today's guest, author Dawn Schiller, as well as book clubbers Erin from Florida and Maria from California. You can purchase an autographed copy of Dawn's book, The Road Through Wonderland, Surviving John Holmes, at dawn-schiller.com. It's an important book. Please read it.
Today, if you saw somebody chained to a post, you would do something about it. But in the days of the transatlantic slave trade, it was a normal sight to see. It isn't as clear today of what modern slavery looks like, but by knowing the signs of human trafficking, you can help protect yourself and you can help protect others. Traffickers would often brand their victims with tattoos, using words such as daddy or cash. Trafficking victims may show sudden changes of dress and behavior. They may suddenly have possessions that they usually can't afford. They may have unusually long work hours. Victims may have new relationships with boyfriends or girlfriends that are noticeably older, and I'm not talking about a few years. Difficulty with making eye contact, especially with men. Victims may have untreated medical problems, such as cuts, bruises, burns, broken bones. They may miss school frequently, make frequent trips. Victims may be unable to speak independently. Other people may insist on answering questions for them, or even translating for them. Victims may even be frightened of authorities, seeing them as the bad guys. To request help or report possible human trafficking incidents, please call the National Human Trafficking Hotline, 1-888-3737-888, or text info or help at BeFree-233-733.
My mom said it's raining. My mom said it's raining. Ow! My mommy said it's say sorry to the sprinkling. My mom told me it's sprinkling. My mom is not. It's mommy. It's sprinkling outside, Macy. Mommy said it's raining. No, it's not. Yes, it is. No, you're pretty. And you're not real. I'm real. Watch. We're going to go out there and see. I'm not going to see anymore. Watch is not going to see. Watch. We're going to go out there and watch. It was just raining. Because it's raining. No, it's not. It just rained. It just raining. Ow! It's just raining. It's okay. It's raining. You broke my heart. It's okay. You broke my heart. Turn around and then I'm gonna get honey. And me and who can do that? Okay, there. You broke my heart. Turn around then.
Thanks for watching The Talk with Connie. Be sure to check out The Talk with Connie on Facebook and on YouTube. And while you're on YouTube, please subscribe. We'll see you next time.